During a presidential election year, we Buckeyes constantly hear that Ohio is a battleground state. The fact is, in most cases, you need to win Ohio to be elected to the highest office in the land. But why? Dr. Stephen Brooks and a few of his colleagues asked that same question, and the answers are found in their book, Buckeye Battleground. Dr. Brooks is the Associate Director of the Ray C. Bliss Institute of Applied Politics at the University of Akron. So we're very happy to have you here.
Well, it's my pleasure to be here.
So is Ohio really a make it or break it state for candidates?
If you look at history, it certainly is. In recent history, no Republican candidate has ever won the presidency without winning Ohio.
My goodness.
And only 2 Democrats have. So it is very important.
What makes Ohio so important then?
I think we are very competitive, and the reason for that is that we are a microcosm of the demographics of the nation. Now, that's not just the whole kind of adding up all of those, but what we have is what my colleagues and I talk about, the 5 Ohios, 5 regions of the nation that are similar to various cultural areas that you need to reach if you're going to be president.
Okay.
And the difference, other places have that, but the difference of Ohio is none of the 5 are really dominant.
Oh, okay, so it's kind of equally spread. So what are the 5?
The 5 are here in Northeast Ohio, the industrial area. Southeast Ohio is very much, has Appalachian roots and is very much like if you were running in Appalachia. Mm-hmm. Southwest Ohio is on the Kentucky border and has a very southern kind of culture. Up in the Northwest, we have large farming as well as some industrial, kind of a more Indiana, that direction look. And then in the center, we have Columbus, which recently and its history is really connected to education and high tech and finance. So it's kind of, I kiddingly call it the California of Ohio.
Okay, so very different. So what does that mean for folks who are trying to create a campaign strategy?
Well, what it means is you cannot have a single strategy for the state of Ohio. What you have to do is you have to find a way to appeal to each one of those. If you use the same kind of appeal that we would use to voters here in Northeast Ohio, if you would use that down in Appalachia, they would look at you like, kind of, well, what are you talking about? And vice versa. So you need to learn how to work with all 5 of those pieces if you want to win.
So you probably have to spend a lot of time in Ohio because it's all different. You got to kind of tweak your campaign as you go.
Well, I don't think we need to tell our viewers the amount of television commercials, the amount of visits we get from candidates just makes that point. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
They have to spend their time here.
So how many battleground states are there?
In this race, statistically, there are right now 13 are those that are in some senses too close to call, and because of the nature of our election, you need to win states, not win votes, and so there's 13 currently that are on the margins of winning and losing, but there are 3 that are really, really close, and those are the traditional battleground states, North Carolina, at least in this election, North Carolina, Florida, and Ohio.
Okay, so if it seems to be a close election, what do the candidates have to do to win the states?
The campaigning for all offices, but especially the presidency, has changed a lot since the year 2000. We have really become a nation that is very divided, and so while you can spend a lot of time and you're interested in spending time to convince people to vote one way or another, here and especially in Ohio, the real key to winning is getting out the vote of everyone who you know is going to support your candidate. And so that's also why there is a lot of people knocking on your doors, you're getting mail.
And the phone calls never ending.
Oh yes, and the phone calls, and making sure that you vote, because they're tracking all of us to make sure that we show up at least either early voting or on voting day to get their vote. And it's very likely the winner in Ohio will be the person that brings out the most votes.
Wow, it's complicated. Every election is important, and every vote really does count, especially here in Ohio. Because as Buckeye Battleground shows, as Ohio goes, so goes the country. My thanks to Dr. Brooks, who gets our vote for clearly explaining a very complicated topic.
You're welcome, Anna.
To learn more or to order the book, call the University of Akron Press at 800-247-6553 or visit www.uakron.edu/UAPress. Next.